So hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we are with Arturo from App Growth Network, ASO Lead, and this is Anil with you today, Customer Success Manager and ASO Advisor from MobileAction. Hello Arturo, how are you doing?
Hi, hello. I'm doing very well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and we are going to talk about localization best practices, and yeah, just there will be lots of good insights for our users, and I believe is going to be quite beneficial for all of our users. Most of their questions will be answered during this presentation. So if you wish, we can have a little start if you're feeling ready.
Awesome, great. Yeah, well, today we're going to talk about localization practices. First, that we need to understand is what needs to be localized. So it's the metadata in iOS and Google Play. So we have the title, subtitle, the keyword fields, and all the other fields with the metadata, and also the visual assets. An icon, a screenshot, promo text, and the video graphic also could be localized in order to increase the visibility and increase the click rate and the conversion rate for the stores in different countries. And then we're gonna do the market research. So the concept is, what is localization? Is basically try to penetrate different countries by using their own languages and their own search terms. So looking more appealing and more close to the users, as well as delivering like faster value proposition. So we're gonna be talking about what do we need to do the localization, which countries to pick first when it comes to localize, how to properly localize the metadata, as well as what is the cross localization, which is a technique that ASO usually use to improve the localizations that we normally done, and the competitive analysis based on different countries. So why to look?
I just would like to add a little question here for the previous presentation, Arturo. So as a sixth question, there is questions coming frequently. What is the right time that we understand it is time to localization? Questions when to localize. You know, for localization, you need some efforts. For ASO, you need to make keyword research. You need to make market research, competitor analysis, and it requires some time and effort. So how we can understand that it is time for us to localize on another country?
Well, the best time to localize is every chance you have time to localize. So, but you have to have in mind though that some apps, for example, they have a really intuitive interface. For example, games, hyper casual games, when the localization is very effective because users all across the globe, they would understand on how to play the game. But if you have like a habit tracker or like a meditation app, which the users need to interact deeply with the interface, it's better to first translate the interface into the language that you want to localize. Otherwise, like you will have users in your app that they will not understand how the app works or fully utilize it. And that's like not a really good thing that you want for your app to happen.
Thank you so much. It was a quite clear answer. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can move forward if you wish.
And then we have why to localize. Well, it increases the visibility and exposure, of course, because you are visible in different other languages and countries, and also improve the conversion rate because you can deliver the unique value proposition or the proposition that why to download your app, the features and so on in a native language, in a native way, more engaging, as well as it lowers the competition. When you do the keyword research in a specific languages, it lowers the competition because not all the competitors are doing the same. So it's like one step ahead of them. As well as when you have more downloads from different countries, all the overall rankings improve. Because one of the metrics that helps you to rank is monthly users, as well as monthly active users, as well as download velocity. So that will be the main gains you can have by localizing the app metadata.
So just would you like to come with a little practical based question actually, like
Sure.
while applying localization? So this is also quite common question that we are receiving from the MobileAction users. So basically, is it a good idea to use English keywords even for non-English speaking countries? Let's say we are localizing for France, and we are a game app, and is it a good idea to use this game keyword in our metadata? Like it might be title, subtitle, or even App Store Connect keyword list.
Well, to be honest, it's always to look at the data. I don't really suggest to use main keywords, even though they have a really good traffic in other different countries, especially like generic terms like app or game or utility and so on. And you always have to do the keyword search and analysis in the traffic competitors, as well as if the keyword is relevant to the app. So if the traffic that you will possibly bring, the users will be interested in the app that you have. So that's a really important thing to look for, and always look at the data.
Yeah, so just we should before like estimating that, we should ensure that it is working. Like adding this keyword in our keyword research and having a look for their search score and the volume of the users who are looking for this keyword is quite important. This is what I'm thinking. And after ensuring that it has like specific amount of volume and users are searching for this keyword for any non-English speaking country that you would like to use it, and we can apply it actually. This is the strategy that I'm also tracking.
Yes. That's very important,
Yeah.
as well as the relevancy between the keyword intent and also the app. That will enhance the click rate and the conversion rate.
Yep.
So, and there are two main strategies on how to like choose a country to localize first. One will be like a revenue-driven strategy. So you first localize the countries that are bringing more revenue and they are bringing important revenue to their app to enhance further their revenue. And the other one will be depending on the app size market. So for example, Chinese, Russian, Brazilian, the app store there is really big. So of course you can enhance the downloads there and have more downloads that will further move the rankings in other verticals in other countries. So that's the two main strategies that we can have to choose the countries to localize first. But you can always look into other strategies or other terms, or it depends on what you're looking for.
So I just would like to ask a little strategic question on that way. So of course the English is most spoken language. Like there is a United States, which is biggest market. There is UK, Canada, and Australia, and there are lots of countries which are getting affected by United Kingdom storefront. And the thing I would like to ask, there are some other languages like spoken in more than one country, like Spanish. If just Mexico, like Spain, and lots of Latin America countries are speaking, this language. So is it a wise option to start localization from Spanish, for example? So by this way, we can target more than one country as well, like Spain and the Latin America countries.
Well, yeah, of course. The best strategy is to localize everything that could be possibly localized. Now, it depends on what you want to target first. As you mentioned before, like United States in the App Store index Mexican localization. So you can either choose English keywords to target that specific localization and enhance the rankings in the United States, or try to target the Latin American countries. Usually what is done is target United States stronger because the revenue is bigger and the user lifetime is also bigger. But you can target as well as Mexico, Latin America, Colombia, and so on. So
Right.
it depends on the app and the strategy that you want to choose. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So how to properly localize metadata, of course, is always look at the data, do the keyword search in native. Looking at the reviews is really important because then you have like an insight of how users, they talk about like this specific app or like the keywords they use. And I myself, I have found like several important keywords by looking at the reviews and analyzing, especially for games. So you have like different type of keywords that you can utilize to further enhance the localization. Wikipedia is always useful because especially for like target for trended terms or like branded terms, the localization is not always 100% accurate with Google Play. So you can look for that specific brand in Wikipedia and then see the different localizations Wikipedia has, and then analyze that same keyword. That's really helpful, as
This
well
is
as competitors' names.
actually.
Yeah, it is really helpful. And also try to look into the slang. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like the slang, its own language have
Mhm.
that also could possibly bring important downloads to the app. Yes. And this is where you find like localization is not just translation, because most of the people, they say, okay, I will just translate the metadata into Google Play and then that's it. But it's not the way you should analyze the market, because always you will find more keywords, and that keywords is only into that specific language.
Absolutely. Like, just especially like even for the English speaking countries, they are using different terms to describe same keyword in UK and US, for example. This is why just we should always have a proper keyword research to catch these kind of keywords. I
Yes,
completely
yes.
understand.
Especially when the language has different alphabet, so they don't have the alphabet that we normally utilize, and the phonetics they use in their own alphabet mimic the English keywords. For example, in Korean, with the Korean letters they write game, but if you put game into the Google Translate, it will translate it into the word that means game, but not utilizing the alphabet that the phonetic means game. So those small things can bring you really big important visibility.
This is also quite common practice for Arabic as well. Actually, we are always like facing with these kind of things. Like when you try to translate it, it looks like it means something completely different. Actually, like it is not something that these kind of users can search for, because just there is no relation between your app and these keywords. But still, you are taking install from this, and just you're understanding that actually this is the way of their writing with their own alphabet. This is also important, these kind of keywords actually.
Yes, yes, yes. For other languages with different alphabets, like Chinese and Russian, Korean, and Arabic as well, you can find these misspelled words that only mimic the phonetic of the English keywords and have pretty good traffic.
Yeah, just if you wish, I can take from here just for a second. Just would like to show how we can properly localize with using MobileAction. And as Arturo already mentioned, like while localizing, keeping everything on the same page is important. Like we should compare ourselves with our competitors. We should know about user behaviors. We should have keyword research. And in this localization feature, of course, there are lots of features that you can make keyword research. You can make market analysis with MobileAction. But I just would like to focus this one a little bit. So localization features basically helps you to understand your competitors' behaviors across different countries. And with MobileAction, you are able to have a look into more than 70 countries. And basically what you can do here, you can compare your app with one of your competitors and you can choose any one of them. And the thing you can do, you can have a look into what are the countries they are targeting at. So basically here you can see we compare Mental App with Elevate here. So the thing we can see here on the left-hand side column, the all countries are written down, and you can see our app titles on the right-hand side and localization in the localization column. All countries that your app or your competitors app are localized, you can see it on a with green painted. So basically, if your competitor's title is localized, it is T letter written here, and you can see S as subtitle, and the right of it, it is description. And you can also have a look into rating counts, basically shows that how popular your competitor's app in any specific country, and average ratings, and their category rankings and overall rankings by this way. And if we jump into the next presentation, so there is also detailed information available. If you click in a specific country, as you can see here, we just had a deeper look for France. So Mental App is properly localized in France. Their title, subtitle, and description, as you can see also their screenshots are properly localized. And here you can see what are the, what is the title, subtitle, and keyword and description they decided to use. So in the right hand side, you can see Elevate, which is the one of the biggest in the market on that area. So their title is not localized. They don't have even subtitle in this country, and their description and screenshots are localized. By this way, you can find out what are the strategies across different countries.
And that's very important because you can further like analyze the market and really understand how to localize your product and your app into that specific country.
Of course, like it is not, it is not spying into, it is not, it is not stealing, but still you just need to have a look what is the strategy they are tracking, and we can mimic them to also rank on their on their brand keywords as well. This is why you should always keep your eyes on your competitors' strategies across different countries.
No, and that's really true. And usually when it comes also for visual assets, you don't really need to reinvent like a totally new design. You can just look at the competitors, which one is ranking the best, and then have a kind of sense of what is working good, how to deliver properly a unique selling proposition message with screens or with the video, depending on the vertical. And then you can just kind of mimic as well, and then have a great results.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is the best practice. This is also personal I'm using, and this is the best practice while you're deciding also which country would you like to localize, and after deciding that, which strategy would you like to track. This is the way they can, our users can utilize MobileAction localization feature.
Awesome, awesome. It's really good too. And moving to the cross localization, as I mentioned before,
My
this
favorite.
is this is specifically for iOS. iOS, they have one country, one app store in one country, and this country is indexing two different localizations. And this is really important because for iOS, they only index the keywords that they have in the title, in the subtitle, and in the keyword field, which is really, really like narrow and a small space to target keywords. So if you can double that, you can double literally the possibilities to have more downloads and more traffic in an organic way. So for United States, in English, it indexes, of course, the English from the United States, as well as the Mexican, Spanish, Mexican, that is indexed into the Latin America and also the United States. And it happens same with several other countries. Spain indexed the Spanish as well from Spain, Catalan, and the UK. And Russia is Russian and Ukrainian. And also we have, for example, Switzerland, which index German and French, Italian, and then you can find several other localizations on how to double or even triple, in the case of Spain, the metadata that is indexed in that specific country, and of course enhance the rankings and target way more keywords than normally you will target with just one localization.
Just actually cross localization is something that most users are unaware of. Like it is still kind of trick for even for most ASO experts. Like just being able to manage cross localization properly really helps your organic ranking. This is why I'm saying that this is my favorite part. So basically, as I said, like you already are just for United States, let's say, it's quite competitive market. There are loads of players inside, and it is impossible to find space for all of your keywords you would like to rank at. You already have 160 space, like 34 title, 34 subtitle, 100 for App Store Connect keyword list. So you won't be able to place all of them in America, right? It's always that. So this is actually cross localization. The way I like it, actually, you can still find some space for the keywords you would like to rank at with placing them in Spanish Mexico storefront. This is the best practice. I just would like to apply, actually.
Yes, it's really, really helpful. And also we have to have in mind that even the title is 30 characters and the subtitle as well is 30 characters space long. But if you fulfill up to 30 characters, the last word, it doesn't get indexed. So we always fill on only up to 29 characters. Like nobody really knows why this is happening, but it happens and it's important to have it in mind.
So it just this basically is kind of bug, or it's first
Yes.
it happened on 2019 or something. That I'm not that sure about it, but I just are we 100% sure that it still exists actually?
Well, we
It's
have done
not
some
risking.
tests, and yeah, we have done some tests a couple of months ago, and it is still like this kind of bug. It exists. The last word, if you fulfill the 30 characters long, it doesn't get indexed. So you need to fulfill only up to 29 or 28 characters long. So it's really reduced the space where you can target keywords into the like Apple store. So like cross localization is a really important tool that we can utilize to further enhance and index keywords.
So I just would like to ask you a little question here. So let's say we have English, we are localized in all English countries. So is it a wise option? Is it a wise decision to use same English keywords all across English speaking countries? Like So should I use same English title, subtitle, and App Store App Store Connect keyword list, both for UK and Australia? You know, Australia and UK is cross-localized country. Actually, UK is cross-localized country for Australia. So is it a good idea to use same metadata for both countries, or should we consider them as a cross-localized, and can we go for different strategy for Australia, for example?
Well, it depends. It depends because they are cross-localized. You can further enhance the rankings in Australia by targeting the UK with more terms. It depends. Always look at the data and always know what you're gonna do. You cannot just analyze one market and use that same terms into the other market. That would be foolish. So you need to analyze one market, and then if you want to target the other market, then you should analyze the other market because the difficulty and the traffic is different. Now, if you want to target just one market strongly, and then you do the localization for that specific market and localization, let's say Australia, and then you utilize United Kingdom with more Australian analyzed keywords to target Australia. That would be the wiser option.
So yeah, just it is taking us back to keyword research, importance of keyword research actually.
Everything is important. Like keyword search is the king of ASO.
Since it is the first step of making proper metadata optimization, this is why actually keyword research is that much important. Like for you take any simple decision to change my metadata or make an optimization, we should return back. We should have a proper and comprehensive keyword research to understand user behaviors actually. This is why it's just taking us back to keyword research again.
Yes, keyword research is super important. And in fact, there is like a localization simple methodology that only doing one research and one localization is not enough because you wouldn't rank in all the terms that you target. So you have to do at least 4 or 5 interactions to fully reach the peak of your rankings that you currently have right now. Because all of the rankings are given not only just because of the metadata, but also because of how the app performs. So it's just the whole circle. And by doing 5 interactions, you can fully like succeed to optimize the metadata and localize. So first you have to do the research, of course, the keyword research, and then analysis. See how much traffic, how much volume the keyword has, how competitive it is, how directly is related to your app. Like the users, if they use this keyword, they will find your app useful. Because before you were mentioning, for example, game, of course it has a lot of traffic, but what type of game? So like very generic terms usually have really low conversion rate. It's like a balance between conversion rate and traffic that needs to be, of course, balanced in order to have more visibility and conversion. Then you test it, analyze it, and repeat again. So that is the circle of simple methodology localization, that it will be around 3 to 4 interactions.
So yeah, just absolutely like research part, there's a little thing I was like to mention, like your app might be quite relevant with any specific keyword, but still you might not be able to rank on this keyword. Like there might, you know, just there are loads of reasons you might not take your organic rankings, and just it might decrease. Just just it depends on loads of different metrics like conversion rate, just uninstall rate, any kind of ratings and reviews, loads of things. This is why I completely agree with you. Having plan B is also important on that way, actually, like making a couple of iterations and optimizing your metadata by using them. I totally agree with that side.
Yes. And in my experience, I have seen also not how only you optimize the metadata, and also how you shape your app into the market in order to fulfill more what the users are looking for. So within 1 year, you pass from being a meditation app to a fully rested, sleep well, and a mindfulness app because you penetrate the market in that way. So it's really interesting how all of this works together in beautifully synchrony.
Yeah, it's synchronized. You're totally right on that side. So yeah, looks like we cover everything we mentioned. And yeah, just would you like to say thank you so much, Arturo. Is there anything else you would like to add as an addition?
No, thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ping me or ping also MobileAction team, which is extremely helpful. And the tool is amazing. And be ready here.
Yeah, I just also covered all of questions that I would like to ask. So thank you so much. It was a great opportunity for us as well. I believe there was loads of great and beautiful insights for our users. Thank you so much, Arturo, to you and App Growth Network family to give us this opportunity. And yeah, just looks like you have something to say.
No. I'm just nodding.
Yeah, just thank you so much again. And this is the end of our presentation. Hope to see you in the future project with App Growth Network.
I hope to see you too, man. So we